In today's Leeds news, team news ahead of Leeds versus Fulham, information on Leeds Chelsea, Weston McKennie's future at Leeds, Moussa Dembele a summer option, and Hakan Calhanoglu contact made. Morning, folks. Jer here at The View on Tuesday, the 28th of February. Hope you're all having a great week so far. Big day today. Another game. Hopefully another win for Leeds into tonight. We've got some detail on that. Also, just to let you know, we've just finished doing the interview with Brian McDermott. It's quite a long one. It's about 40 minutes so far. And we talked about his entrance into coaching, his time at Leeds, working under GFH Capital, what it was like under Massimo Cellino, and that fateful night in January when all hell broke loose. Also talked about his scouting of young players, the current crop at Arsenal, as well as keeping an eye on Leeds players and what he's up to now. So he does a lot of talks on mental health. So there's a lot of information on mental health in football as well. And also some advice for some young coaches coming into football, or coaches in general involved in the game. So it's an interesting interview. I will clip it up into a couple of shorter bits because it is quite long, and drop it probably over the course of the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday times. So that's to come. Let's get into the news today and crack on. Let's talk about Leeds and Fulham. No new injury concerns going into tonight's game ahead of the FA Cup match. Javi Gracia has said very little about this, and he's kind of keeping his cards close to his chest, which I'm absolutely okay with. What he did, though, give into is that this is a competition he likes an awful lot, and momentum is important in terms of, getting wins and the bounce. He did talk quite positively about Mark Rocket and Greenwood, so you could see them coming in. But Darko JB, Rasmus Christensen, Crescencio Somerville, and Jorginho Rutter are expected to start. I don't think he'll make wholesale changes, but these players kind of seem like the obvious ones to come in tonight to give a couple of lads a rest for the weekend. Some information on Leeds versus Chelsea the weekend. Thiago Silva will miss the game. He's been ruled out for 5 to 6 weeks with a knee ligament injury. There's also said to be unrest in the Chelsea dressing room, and Graham Potter's future will hinge on the next 2 games. Could Leeds be the ones to put a nail in the coffin, or are we the one that will give him the bounce to save his job? You never quite know with us. If it can go wrong, it will do, but hopefully we're on a positive trend now, and it will go in our favor. Moving on, let's talk about the 3 main news stories of today. And Weston McKennie, according to Give Me Sports Dean Jones, there may be a bit of doubt about the future of Weston McKennie long-term at Leeds. Now, this is all depending on the circumstances and the conditions of his contract. Should the conditions of his contract be met and Leeds stay up, then there's an obligation for Leeds to purchase the player, which means he will be a Leeds player. However, if Leeds go down, obviously he's not going to stick around at Leeds, because why would he? Championship team at that stage. But what it is, Dean Jones does say, is that there are still other options for McKennie, and a lot of clubs still interested in bringing him in. We know Arsenal are very strongly interested in him, and Aston Villa are sniffing around as well. So the player himself is said to be focused on a positive conclusion to this season with Leeds and doing everything that he can. He had a fantastic game at the weekend, so we're looking for more of that from him. Fingers crossed. Moussa Dembele popped up a couple of weeks ago as an option for Leeds United, and according to Football Insider, Dembele is not only being eyed up, but that there is significant interest in the player. He is out of contract at the end of this season and is available now to talk about pre-contract agreements. Now, it is also said that Aston Villa, Southampton, and Everton are also monitoring the player. Player wants to come to the Premier League and has said that he is interested in moving. But all of those teams that are interested in him outside of Aston Villa are probably involved in a relegation fight. So this could go till the end of the season before a decision is made. But he would be a good player to bring in to Leeds. He's still only 26. He's been around for a long time. It's hard to believe. He had a fantastic time at Celtic. I was a big fan of what he did up there. He's a natural finisher, and he's done pretty well at Lyon as well, captain in the side as well. So, and his wages are not that big. He's said to be on about €52,500, which is £42,000. So not huge. With the natural number 9, where we've got young Jorginho Rutter coming through, and Nanto, they can play in multiple positions in wide areas as well as just as a number 9. We probably need another number 9, given the issues we've had this season with scoring goals, and Dembele would be a natural finisher. It'd be a strong signing for Leeds and a good age to bring in as well, and wouldn't cost us anything in terms of a transfer fee. So that would be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Moving on, and yesterday we mentioned Hakan Calhanoglu. It's a tough name to say when you speak the way I do. There was interest in Leeds, but according to Football Insider, it's slightly more than interest. Leeds are said to have made contact with the player's representatives. He's been capped 74 times by Turkey and has had 76 to 78 games for Inter Milan, scoring 11 goals and having 19 assists there. He's only in his 2nd season there after moving from AC Milan to Inter, but another strong, experienced midfielder. The only issue I see with this transfer is he's 29 years of age and is probably outside of what Leeds' normal recruiting age is. However, what I would say is Leeds do need some experience in a young dressing room as well. He has high level experience, another strong midfielder that would add more quality and more depth to that midfield area. The players also said to be very keen on a move to the Premier League and has told his representatives to go and look into getting him a move to the Premier League. Inter Milan are said to apparently have a major cash problem, as a lot of clubs in Serie A do. The finances aren't great over there, and we've seen that across Europe where the La Liga the same, and the spending power of the Premier League is quite strong. He wants to come to the Premier League. It will be interesting to see if Leeds can get that one done. And it's been classified as a fire sale at the end of the season for Inter Milan, possibly. So it'll be interesting to see if Leeds can get a decent deal on that one as well. And that's pretty much it for tonight, folks. We will be back later on tonight on the American Leeds podcast doing the review of the Leeds and Fulham FA Cup game. Fingers crossed it goes our way. And again, more information on the Brian McDermott interview will be dropping over the course of this week, but I'll let you know. Outside of that, that will be me for today. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning with more Leeds news. See you then. Bye.